Good morning, students. In our previous video, we have studied about the structure and function of nephron and the mechanism of urine formation, right? Yes. Today we are going to learn about the next topic, that is ESRD. Students, what is ESRD? ESRD means end stage renal disease. Remember, students, wherever the term renal comes, it refers to kidney. So it is a kidney disease. What is this condition? This is the condition of complete and irreversible kidney failure, in which our kidneys stop working completely and cannot be brought back to normal condition. So, రెండు కిడ్నీస్ వర్క్ చేయడం స్టాప్ చేసేస్తాయి అండ్ వాటిని ఏ ట్రీట్మెంట్ ద్వారా కూడా మళ్ళీ మనం రివర్స్ చేయలేము, గుడ్ కండిషన్కి రాలేము. సచ్ ఎ కండిషన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ end stage renal disease. Understood, students? And you know the function of kidney is to remove the extra water and waste materials from the body. So if the kidneys stop working completely, then what happens? Body gets filled with extra water and waste materials. This condition is called as uremia. So end stage renal disease leads to a condition called uremia. Now what are the symptoms of this uremia? Symptoms means lakshanalu. యురీమియాతో సఫర్ అవుతున్న వాళ్ళ లక్షణాలు ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే, దే గెట్ దేర్ బాడీ పార్ట్స్ స్వెల్డ్ అప్, పర్టికులర్లీ హ్యాండ్స్, ఫీట్, ఇవి స్వెల్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. దెన్ దే ఫీల్ టయర్డ్ అండ్ వీక్ ఆల్ ద డే బికాస్ దేర్ ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ లెస్. Understood? So these are the symptoms of uremia. Now what are the causes for this end stage renal disease? Students, there are long-term causes and short-term causes. Long-term causes are those which cause ESRD gradually. For instance, diabetes, high blood pressure, they cause this disease gradually, not in a single day. Understood? And the short-term causes are the drugs, certain drugs, heart attack, urinary tract infections, etc. These are short-term causes because they cause kidney disease within days. Understood, students? Have you understood the difference? Long-term are those which cause the disease gradually, but short-term are those which cause the disease within few days. Now, what are the solutions for this disease? Students, there are two solutions available today. The first one is dialysis, which means removal of waste materials outside the body. Because from the blood the waste are removed, it is called as hemodialysis. So removal of waste materials from the blood outside the body is what is called as hemodialysis. Now what is the device used for this? The device used for this is artificial kidney, and also called as dialysis machine. So this is the functional diagram of the dialysis machine. Means it does not exactly look like this, but functionally it looks like this. ఫంక్షనల్ గా అంటే ఎలా జరుగుతుంది ప్రాసెస్ ని చూపించడానికి డయాగ్రామే, కానీ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఇలా ఉండదు డయాలసిస్ మెషిన్. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్, సో ఈ మెషిన్ ని ఏమంటామంటే ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ కిడ్నీ అనొచ్చు, లేకపోతే డయాలసిస్ మెషిన్ అనొచ్చు. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద పార్ట్స్, మెయిన్ పార్ట్స్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ దిస్ మెషిన్? దెర్ ఆర్ a blood pump over here which sends our blood into the dialysis machine. Then dialyzer is this part. This cylindrical part is dialyzer. Dialyzer contains membranous pipes. See here, these are the membranous pipes, and these pipes are made up of semi-permeable membrane. Students, do you remember what is semi-permeable membrane? When you studied about plasma membrane, you studied that our plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. What is a semi-permeable membrane? It is a kind of membrane which allows certain substances to go in and out and prevent the others. So అది ఒక టైప్ ఆఫ్ మెంబ్రెయిన్. ఆ మెంబ్రెయిన్ గుండా కొన్ని సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ ని మాత్రమే లోపలికి బయటికి అలో చేస్తుంది, కొన్ని సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ ని ప్రివెంట్ చేస్తుంది. అలాంటి మెంబ్రెయిన్ ఏమంటాం మనము? semi-permeable membrane. So these pipes are made up of semi-permeable membrane. Understood, students? The next part is dialyzing fluid. So it is over here. So this bottle is containing the dialysis fluid or dialyzing fluid. This fluid is exactly like our plasma. Students, do you remember what our plasma contains? Our blood plasma contains water and certain solutes. Solutes are glucose, amino acids, urea, uric acid, then salts like sodium, potassium, chloride, many other solutes are present. It is just water in which certain solutes are dissolved, right? So this fluid is also like our plasma, except in that it does not contain nitrogenous base. So what are the nitrogenous base present in our plasma? Urea, uric acid, creatinine, etc. Right? So this fluid does not contain them, but it contains all the other substances that our plasma contains. Did you understand, students? So it is just like our plasma, devoid of nitrogenous base. Such a fluid is dialysis fluid or dialyzing fluid. This fluid is sent into the dialyzer from this inlet. Understood? Ikkada nunchi pampistar. Then tubes are over here. Tubes make connection between our body and the dialysis machine. So from here to here it is one tube, and from here to here it is another tube. So these are the tubes which make connection between the machine and the body. So these are the parts, students. Now let us see how the procedure goes on, how the wastes are removed. So see here, students. So first the blood from the artery is drawn. So see here, artery is first located, and from the artery blood is drawn and sent into blood pump. From blood pump it is then sent into dialysis machine. So before sending it into dialysis machine, there is one more procedure that happens, and that is addition of anticoagulant. Students, do you know our blood, when it comes out of our body, it solidifies, right? Blood బయటకు వస్తే ఏమవుతుందమ్మా? క్లాట్ అయిపోతుంది కదా, సాలిడ్ గా మారిపోతుంది కదా. That should not happen. It has to flow freely through the pipes. So an anticoagulant is added to the blood before sending it into dialysis machine, and the anticoagulant here is heparin. So heparin is the anticoagulant which is added to our blood before sending into dialysis machine to prevent clotting. Understood? So now the blood is inside the dialysis machine. Inside the dialyzer, it flows through the membranous pipes. I said this membranous pipe is a semi-permeable membrane, right? And this machine also has what? The dialysis fluid. So outside there is dialysis fluid, and inside it is blood. There is concentration difference, students. Plasma has, our blood plasma has more solutes. That is, the more in the sense it has nitrogenous waste inside. Urea, uric acid, creatinine and extra ions are present. But our dialysis fluid does not contain nitrogenous waste. But it is exactly like our plasma. So there is concentration difference between the solutes. Here inside blood nitrogenous wastes are present. Here it is not present. So what happens? The nitrogenous waste simply diffuse out of the membrane and come into the dialysis fluid as it moves from up to top to bottom. Understood, students? So blood దీనిలో పాస్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు డ్యూ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమవుతుందంటే దీనిలో ఉండే వేస్ట్ మెటీరియల్స్ అంతా డయాలసిస్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ లోపలికి వచ్చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఫైనలీ వెన్ ద బ్లడ్ కమ్స్ ఓవర్ హియర్, ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి ఏమవుతుందంటే బ్లడ్ బికమ్స్ ఫ్రీడ్ ఆఫ్ waste anta kuda remove అయిపోతుంది. So this is waste free blood that comes out here, and this waste free blood is again treated with it is subjected for removal of anticoagulant. Anticoagulant ni remove చేసేస్తారమ్మా, ఎందుకంటే it is not needed inside our body. We have our own anticoagulant inside. So it is removed, the heparin is removed over here, and then it is sent into our vein. This vein carries the waste free blood to heart, and from heart it goes to lungs, and from lungs it is distributed to all the parts. Did you understand, students? So artery nunchi తీసుకొని veins కి ఇచ్చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. artery నుంచి వేస్ట్ ఫిల్డ్ బ్లడ్ ని తీసుకొని వెయిన్ కి వేస్ట్ ఫ్రీ బ్లడ్ ని పంపించేస్తాం, అండ్ వెయిన్ టేక్స్ ఇట్ టు హార్ట్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ ఏమవుతుంది, లంగ్స్ కి వెళ్తుంది, లంగ్స్ నుంచి అన్ని బాడీ పార్ట్స్ కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అండర్స్టూడ్, స్టూడెంట్స్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఇన్ ద డయాలసిస్ ప్రొసీజర్. And one more thing, students, the dialyzer fluid, because of continuous addition of nitrogenous base, at some point the concentration of nitrogenous base inside and outside becomes equal. then what happens, the diffusion stops. So లోపల బయట ఒకటే కాన్సంట్రేషన్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందమ్మా, డిఫ్యూజన్ అనేది ఆగిపోతుంది. దట్ షుడ్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్. బ్లడ్ ఈస్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ కమింగ్ అండ్ వేస్ ఆర్ టు బి రిమూవ్డ్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ. సో to maintain the concentration difference, what happens is the dialyzer fluid or dialysis fluid is continuously drawn out. The used up dialysis fluid is continuously drawn out and fresh dialyzer fluid or dialysis fluid is sent in. Understood? అప్పుడు మాత్రమే డిఫ్యూజన్ అనేది కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది. లేకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, ఏదో ఒక పాయింట్లో ఇటుపక్క లైక్ లోపల బయట ఈక్వల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ వచ్చేస్తే డయాలసిస్ అనేది ఆగిపోతుంది, సెపరేషన్ అనేది ఆగిపోతుంది. కాబట్టి కంటిన్యూస్గా యూజ్డ్ అప్ డయాలసిస్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ని తీసేస్తూ ఫ్రెష్ డయాలసిస్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ని మెషిన్లోకి పంపిస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో దట్ ద కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఈస్ మెయింటైన్. అండర్స్టూడ్ స్టూడెంట్స్? సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ షోన్ హియర్, used up dialysis fluid. Understood? Next, one more part is this air detector. The blood, after removing the anticoagulant, it is sent into air detector to detect the presence of air. So if there is air, there is chance of air bubble formation and that obstructs the flow of blood inside the vessels. That should not happen. Kabatti, it is first sent into air detector to detect the presence of air. If there is any air, then that is removed by other process and then it is sent into the blood vessels. Understood students? So air అనేది ఉండకూడదు. ఎయిర్ ఉంటే ఏమవుతుంది, ఎయిర్ బబుల్స్ ఫామ్ అయిపోయేసి బ్లడ్ ఫ్లో అనేది ఆగిపోతుంది అనమాట. దట్ లీడ్స్ టు సెవరల్ కాంప్లికేషన్స్. Understood students? So air detector is used. So this is about the procedure students, and this procedure requires 3 to 6 hours to purify the total blood depending on the patient's body weight. So it's a time taking procedure. The other thing is patients have to visit the hospital for this procedure every few days once depending on their condition, which is very uncomfortable for them. Then there are risks associated with this procedure which are out of scope for us. So there are disadvantages. Finally, there are disadvantages in this procedure. So what is the next best solution for this? The next best solution is kidney transplantation. So students, what is transplantation? What is transplantation? Transplantation is the process of transferring the functional kidney, working kidney, from a donor to recipient. So who is a donor? Donor is the healthy person who is donating the kidney. And recipient is the patient who has diseased kidneys. Understood students? So donor నుంచి recipient కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసే ఈ ప్రాసెస్ ని ఏమంటారంటే కిడ్నీ ట్రాన్స్ప్లాంటేషన్ అంటారు. This is the best and permanent solution for ESRD. But students, finding a suitable donor is little difficult because not everyone can donate the kidney to the recipient. There should be a match between donor and recipient kidneys, in the sense that there should be blood group matching and also tissue matching. Yes, there should be tissue matching too. Students, do you know all our body cells on their surface contain hundreds of proteins called as antigens, and these antigens are specific for a human, like a signature. See, my signature is specific for me. I can only sign like that, right? Similarly, my antigens are specific for me. But students, among the closely related humans, most of the antigens, they match. For instance, out of 100 antigens, 80 antigens they match. Understood? They differ only with 20 antigens. So there should be matching between the number of antigens also. That is called as tissue matching. If there is no tissue matching and if only blood grouping is checked and transferred, then what happens is rejection, transplant rejection takes place. So what is transplant rejection? If there is no compatibility between tissue compatibility between donor and recipient, and if the transfer happens, if the organ is transplanted, then the immune system of the recipient attacks that tissue, attacks that organ and kills it. For instance, students, if some bacteria enters into our body, what happens? Our blood immune system, our blood cells, they attack that bacteria and kills it, right? Similarly, even the organ is considered like a big bacteria and it is killed. Means all the cells of the kidney, they die off and it becomes dysfunctional. Sometimes this leads to even death of the recipient. Understood students? So dangerous is transplantation if compatibility is not checked. But doctors will check everything and then only the kidney is transplanted. Understood, students? Now, where does the new kidney is fixed? The new kidney is not fixed in the position of diseased kidneys, but is fixed in the pelvic region. Doctors actually cut the donor kidney with the renal artery, vein and ureter intact, and then they place in pelvic region as shown here. See here, artery is connected to artery, vein is connected to vein, and then ureter is connected to bladder. Understood? So, donor kidney యొక్క renal artery ni recipient renal artery తో కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. వెయిన్ ని వెయిన్ తో, దెన్ యూరిటర్ ని బ్లాడర్ తో కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. నౌ వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్, the blood from renal artery is brought to the new kidney, filtration takes place here, and the blood free of waste is taken by this vein into the recipient's vein and then to heart of the patient, and the process continues. So this is how the new kidney is fixed. But what about these diseased kidneys? Do they remove these diseased kidneys? Not always. Most of the times they don't remove these kidneys unless there is some abnormality. Understood, students? So diseased kidneys alage untayi. ఒకవేళ వాళ్ళకి చాలా ప్రాబ్లం లైక్ ఇంకేమైనా అబ్నార్మాలిటీస్ ఉంటే రిమూవ్ చేస్తారు తప్పితే దే విల్ బీ ఇన్ ద body only. Understood, students? So this is what is a kidney transplantation, and this is the best solution and permanent solution. Students, when did this kidney transplantation happen for the first time? Students, it was in 1954 between identical twins by Dr. Charles Huffenagel in a hospital at Washington, USA. And in India, it was on 1st December 1971 in Christian Medical Hospital, Vellore. So this is about kidney transplantation, students. So these are the two solutions for the end stage renal disease. I hope you all understood what is ESRD and what are the two solutions available for ESRD. Thank you, students.